Hey, what is going on, crypto people? Happy freaking Monday. Happy Monday to each and every one of you. Listen, some crazy stuff going on. Flare DeFi, Flare Networks DeFi is it's next level, just to let you know. Considering that it's early days, I'm telling you, it's next level. Flare Fair is super cool. Try to use it today. Little challenge. The Stargate Bridge, I believe, is the issue. I did use it last night to do a video on kind of like a how-to. However, last night before last. You know how it is. You know how it is. That Wi-Fi, not great. So, a couple of moments of pretty intense lagging. So, if you can suffer through those couple of moments, I think like midway through and then right at the very, very end, like minute 50 or 52, some lagging. But by that time, though, at minute 50 or 52, I had already gone through the whole how to do the flare thing. So fair.flare.network thing. So that campaign, which is pretty really cool. So we're going to listen, we're going to tune into or check out Ron Hammond's X post about what's going to happen in Congress tomorrow and for the coming week. That's really, really cool. We're going to go over some madness to remind you guys why DeFi is so massively important for us, you and I, the average Joe and Jane. I'm going to share some stuff from the Federal Reserve and the hoodwink and bamboozle that they have been pulling on central banks have been pulling on their people for I don't know how long. It's credit credit street. Shout out to Elon Musk and some of the things that he's exposing. Uh, we're going to go over that as well. So it's going to be a little bit of the Talk Thursday mixed into today, but I wanted to share that with you guys. Let me do a couple of things real quick. Number one, Whale 589 did an awesome walkthrough on how to do the Flare Fair thing. Awesome walkthrough there. He has a YouTube page. It is Whale 589. Whale 589. You should go check that out. That video is there. Subscribe to his channel. Let me see if we can pull it up real quick and get the fam to go give him a subscription. Let's see. What's going on, JR? How are you, my friend? Um, yeah, let's do this. Let's go from here, then I'll come back to my channel here in a second. So let's go here, Whale 589. Whale 589, no spaces. Probably don't need caps either. There it is right there. 201 subscribers, Whale 589. And you can see here's the tutorial here. It's 6 minutes. Really, really good. It's well thought out. This is probably something that if you don't want to see my pretty face, you can go here. My video is 50 something minutes long. This is 7 minutes long. So right here. So let's give this guy. I know I subscribed, didn't I? Yeah, I subscribed. Right here, guys. Let's give this guy a follow. You can go definitely subscribe. And he's got 201 subscribers, just starting his YouTube channel. Getting familiar. He's been doing DeFi for 8 months now, so he's getting his feet wet there, but seems like a real smart guy. Go give him a subscribe. I was on his spaces today with Crypto Eddie. He started the spaces. So he did a good job there as well. So I need to do those Twitter spaces, I gotta tell you. But please go subscribe to this guy's channel. Watch this video. If you want the short version of what I did in 50 minutes, you can go here and check that out there. Explore DeFi on Flare Networks. Whale 589, no spaces. Oh, it is capitals. So it's all capitals. Whale 589. Go check that guy out. All right. So I want to make sure that I did that. Let me see if can I go back here into liquidity pool that we're already in from a different. Yeah, so that's cool. So I wanted to share that with you guys as well. Appreciate you guys being here. For sure, do me a favor and hit that like button on the way in. That'd be super, super cool. We always like to have just as many likes as we got viewers in the stream. What's going on, Bank Money XRP? How are you? Life is good, man. It's Monday. It's Monday. Life is good. Markets rebounded. Missed my buying the dip opportunity. Keyston says, yo, what's going on, bro? That's just, yeah. Anyway, I think I know who you are. Maybe you don't want to say your last name, but I think I know. JR Okota says, always enjoy your informational videos. Thank you, JR. I appreciate that, my friend. So yeah, we're on Twitter Spaces today with Will 589. It's pretty interesting for sure. We gotta hopefully we can get more and more retail into doing DeFi. That's my goal without question, because I believe without question, DeFi is our chance to win in this new financial system. It ain't institutional DeFi. It's DeFi for the average Joe and Jane. All right. So I really, really do believe that for sure. So I hope you guys can begin to, explore. Flare Networks is a great way to explore the ins and outs of doing DeFi because it's inexpensive. Transactions are, inexpensive. It's fast, cheap, that type of stuff like that. So, Bank Money XRP says that guy hosting that space could have done better. Could have done better. Explaining to Ari how to actually see her accrue rewards with SFLR. Hmm. Really? I didn't come. I missed that part. I missed that part. I'm going over that with her. Yeah, I mean, he says, 8 months doing DeFi. I don't know how long he's been kind of around with Flare. Definitely getting his feet wet, but in DeFi for sure. Um, Bank Money XRP says you simply go to unstake on Scepter. Yep, to go to max, and it'll tell you. Yep, that's exactly right. That's exactly right. So crypto eddies for short. There's there's people in the Flare community for one. Really great tutorials on all things Flare. So he has a video on how to do that very thing on Scepter as well. So, but she is new. In my view, she's wanting to get into DeFi. She wants to start with Flare. She's been doing swing trading mainly, but she hopped off before they pulled me up on stage. So I could have shared some stuff with her, but hopefully she catches that recording. Not sure if she will or not, but she's going to interview that guy. Um, she's going to interview him. So, any case, you think Flare making him their DeFi ambassador would know these things? Did Flare Networks make him their DeFi ambassador? Did they have like a uh I think did they have something for DeFi ambassadors on Flare? I can't really remember if they did or didn't. Yeah. I didn't, so they made him a DeFi ambassador? Yeah, I remember something like that. But yeah, he's into DeFi. Yeah, it was 3 a.m. in the morning where she was. Yeah, one of the things first thing I thought about when I got off that Spaces is like, Crypto Eddie, that's not good. No good, miss. No good. No good. No good hanging out 3 o'clock in the morning. No good. That's not great. That's not great for the brain. Not great for your health. Your brain misses that optimal sleep from 11 to 2. Hanging out till 3 in the morning. Hopefully she doesn't do that a lot. uh, oh, that's what he said they did. Okay, gotcha. Yeah, and they probably did that. He has a good level of knowledge, and I think his video kind of recording thing is good. It's great. Now, mine's is kind of lacking, but as far as the video stuff, but yeah, that would be he has a pretty good, fundamental foundation, you know. Thank you, Bank Money XRP. Bank Money XRP says, should have been you, CJ. You are the DeFi ambassador. Thank you, bro. I appreciate that. I definitely do appreciate that. Yeah, I did that 50-minute video and I said to myself, I'm going to do this, late so I don't have to deal with the 3 o'clock, 4 o'clock, 5 o'clock, 6 o'clock dinner time, move, whatever, Wi-Fi, uh, what do you call it? Onslaught in most communities, right? That 3 to 7 o'clock. So I'm like, I'm going to stay up late. I'm going to record this video for the fam. And man, I had major lagging issues. We did, however, Miss CryptoCeej said we got a text from AT&T that they finally built a new 5G tower in our little town, little community. So here in North Austin, Texas. So whatever. But I went today to do that same video again in rapid form, and the freaking Stargate thing wasn't acting right. So Jungle Link's in the building. What's going on? CryptoCeej lacks no thing. Thank you, Jungle. How are you, bro? How are you, bro? So, all right. So listen, I'm going to go over a couple of things here, but before I forget, I want to cover this comment in my video that I did the other day because it's kind of it's in context to what we're going to talk about today. So here's the video that I did. This is the 52-minute. You know, I think there was a kind of a major lagging going on halfway to three-fourths of the way through. Major in that, it might be a minute and a half, 2 minutes. It's brutal. And then at minute 50, as I'm trying to end and exit the video, lagging again. So just to let you guys know, but if you want to kind of go through get my thoughts on the whole thing, the how to 1, 2, 3, you can definitely check out this video. But I want to cover this comment here that I think is so massively important to understand. Like it's so massively important to understand. The reason why I started the channel with the mantra of old money doesn't want you to win is because of my reading obviously the banking book, what's that called? The Jekyll Island book, reading that, reading The Great Taking, things like that. But when I discovered that there was a hoodwink that happened, okay, between the federal government and Congress around the wartime, they pulled a little slick thing. It was set up by old money, the Rockefellers, JP Morgan's, well. Just understand that whole central banking thing, the Federal Reserve thing, was set up by old money. They pulled a hoodwink on Congress and um, that whatever administration at that time, presidential administration, they pulled a hoodwink under the guise they were going to help us fund a war. They pulled a very, very slick financial hoodwink. Rockefeller is infamous for moves like this. Infamous. Smoking, tobacco industry, food industry. This dude is infamous for pulling his hoodwinks. It's to better enrich his family, right? One of the things that he did that I learned and that I used was the dividend paying cash value policy thing. He used that to grow his business. Okay. But the hoodwinks, with the education, with the smoking business, with the food business, and the central banking thing. Okay. You just got to understand that was designed to take from the people. It's so important to understand. So anyway, so with the taxes. All right. So when you consider, so Chris Anderson put this out. Don't know, I'm not sure who Chris Anderson is, but he said when you consider the taxes that will be due because of all of these transactions. I don't understand that part, but anyway, and most people's stratified strategies for these pools will not generate, probably strategies, will not generate profit after taxes. Oh. It's still smarter to just hold and dollar cost average by the dips, and permanent loss in taxes are still a hurdle. Look. All right, so here's what I commented it, and I'm just going to kind of share my thoughts here. This is what I said. Yeah, that depends on the blockchain, right? Right? Ethereum is going to be more so, steals from your rewards than Base or Solana, right? And the assets in the pool, right? Bitcoin, ETH, XRP, Solana, SUI. So if you're earning Bitcoin, earning ETH, earning XRP, earning Solana, earning SUI in these pools, right? It's different than earning Arrow. It's a different thing, right? That asset performs differently than SUI, than Solana, than XRP, right? Pools will return significantly more returns versus taxes. Significantly more. Taxes is the guise to get you and I to not take advantage of these financial tools and access. That's what taxes are. It's the hoodwink. And people overwhelm themselves. Listen, check me on this. Every freaking tax has another tax law. Every tax law or code has another tax law or code. This is what you're gonna have to pay. Da, 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 da. We're gonna take. This is how you don't. This is how we don't take from you, and so you don't have to pay. This is how you take. This is how what we're gonna take from you. Oh yeah, this is the law that you can do so that you don't tax. You don't pay. You don't. Every single one. This is go back and forth. All of them. They tell you they're gonna tax you. Then they tell you how not to pay the taxes. Okay, that's the tax code. You understand? That's the tax code. So once you understand that, you just got to know the code. You just got to know that game. You know that game. People worry about taxes, right? One way to handle taxes, right, is to add to your revenue stream, right? Most people got a W-2 revenue stream. Well, the tax code says you are the most taxed, my friend. But if you do some 1099, some side hustles, some small businesses, well, you're going to get a lot of tax benefits. You understand? So anyway, so this kind of thinking, unfortunately, is very, very, very unfortunate. And here's the other part of that. It's still smarter to just hold and dollar cost average to buy the dips. No, it's not. It's not. Read the book, Ergodicity. It is not smarter. It costs you money doing that. You got to learn how to manage risk. You got to learn how to manage portfolio. The numbers prove out. Read the book, Ergodicity. Right? This book was recommended to me by a massively successful, world-renowned investor. You got to read the book. It's by Delana. I don't have it with me. Right? So, impermanent loss, right? The strategies for impermanent loss. The strategies are around, if you will, impermanent loss. Right? Just understand how what the system is designed to rob from you. It's designed to rob from you. We didn't used to have taxes. It was their lazy way to steal from you. Right? But you got, right? You got to understand that. You got to understand it. Anyway, but I wanted to cover that. So I shared Whale 589's video. Yeah. Yeah, definitely go check that guy out. Whale 589 on YouTube. And he put that video on X as well. Whale 589. And I think that's what he is on X. But his is 7 minutes. Mine's is, you know how we like to talk, 50 minutes. So be sure to check that out. All right. So I covered that. Networks DeFi is it's next level, just to let you know. It is next level. Jungle Inc. Are you That's right, Bank Money XRP. Are you participating or are you on the sideline? I mean, listen, Jungle, Flare Networks TVL and DeFi is massive. It's when you consider its early days, there's 6 or 7 liquidity pools with over $1 million in TVL in there, right? In TVL. And there's a few with 2 million in TVL. I've only found one on the XRP thing. The one on Xmatic is ending in 20 days, and XP Markets is 2 million, but it doesn't show you the fees and what you're earning, and it's novice compared to what's on on SparkDex and Flare Networks. It's novice, I'm telling you. So anyway, Jungle says, I saw that getting slick with Hugo over this issue recently as well. What issue, man? What issue? Did I say something? I don't know. What issue? Do tell, Jungle. What issue was that? What's going on, Yosef? What's good, bro? When I first heard you say that old money doesn't want you to win, I knew exactly where you was coming from. Thank you, Yosef. I appreciate you being here. Matt LaRoche is in the building. What's going on, bro? Bankman XRP says, I first heard you on the outro of XRP Bags video where it played a video of you saying old money doesn't want us to win. We're in a great, oh yeah, when I used to say out the whole outro. We're in the greatest transfer of wealth in the history of humanity. Yeah, yeah, yeah. What's going on, XRP Bags? I hope you're doing well, bro. That dude's got some video skills, doesn't he? Jungle, what was Vet? I saw Vet getting slick with Hugo over this issue recently. Well, what issue is that, brother? What's up, Keyless? The lady of crypto's in the building, fam. I appreciate that, Bankman XRP. Bankman XRP said, I immediately asked, pay me an XRP. Who was that man? He showed me, and I've been here since. I appreciate that, brother. Goose says, Vet, where the yields, oh, okay, where the yield comes from. Yeah, that's a different thing that I'm talking, right? Jungling. I know what you're talking about. That was uh Hugo Filion was talking about from Philly Networks was talking about getting yield on XRP or staking or whatever. And Vet asked, where does the yield come from? Now, Hugo already said where the yield comes from, right? He lays out in his post, you just got to check it out, check out replies, where the yield is coming from, right? Here's what I'll tell you is one of my big challenges with the XRP community. They're so enamored by the minutia, right? You know, the forest for the trees thing. So enamored with the minutia that they, right? What was my mentor used to say to me? Some people let small things rob them of big money. Some people let little small things rob them of big money, right? Uh, that's what I see a lot in the community. Just, you know, uh, you know, I don't understand why Mayuka, for example, for example, right? She's excited about this new thing, the credentials, right? The new credentials thing, right? New credentials for the XRPL. And right, and she's going on about, how exciting it is and da da da. If you want to learn more, right? And we're getting into details of the AMM. We're getting into the details of how it works and like, why, man? People need to, right? We should be learning the fundamentals of DeFi. Why do we need to know how awesome the AMM, like how it works? People aren't concerned about how their bank card works. People aren't, don't want all these questions of how their life insurance works or the health insurance works. Why do we need to know the mechanical crap of the AMM or of the DEX? Why? I don't understand it. And permanent loss FUD. Oh, I got it, Jungle. Vet was commenting on taxes. Vet was commenting on taxes and impermanent loss? Mm, mm. Yeah, that's a challenge. That's a right? Like, hold on a second. So I'm just gonna like give an example, right? Give an example, right? My guy, right, turned me on to this, but I didn't know he was doing it. Ensui, Ensui and liquidity pools, right? Like three different, Sui. This is way back. Ensui, way back. And liquidity pools. Okay, just want you to think about it. And liquidity pools, in and out of range, in and out of range, right? Because it's new, Sui, in and out of range, thousands of dollars, thousands of dollars earned, thousands earned in Sui, right? The rewards were in the Sui token, thousands, right? But if you understand the fundamentals of liquidity pools, the number one consideration before you enter are the assets of the liquidity pair. If you understand that part, why are you worrying about taxes? If you understand that part. So I'm going to say it was around 2,000% gain. You are you paying that in taxes? 2,000%? You understand? He's in a liquidity pool. Make a transaction to enter, make a transaction to exit, making a transition to redeposit rewards, all these little transactions. The people are worried about the transactions because the IRS says that's, that's the problem. And by the way, right? You put 1,000 in, for example, you're getting those rewards, you rebalance and all transactions, 1,000, right? You're going 100% in the USDC, you're going 100% in the SUI, all this stuff that's going on. Meanwhile, the SUI is just going, you just earn a little bit more SUI, learn a little bit more SUI, you're taking that SUI, you're putting it off in the wind moon bag, right? More SUI, more SUI, more SUI, more SUI, or you recompound the SUI, depends on where you are. More SUI, more SUI. Now you got this big bag from the same $1,000 that you put in the liquidity pool. You understand? This taxes and this impermanent law, it's opportunity costs. Listen to me, fam. DeFi is your chance to win here, not win moon. The win moon bag is just a part of a complete full circle strategy. DeFi allows you to grow your wealth in the bear market and the bull market. Win moon only allows you to do that in the bull market. Right? But you got to think long term. He was in a liquidity pool for a couple of years. One of these pools he was in for, I think it said almost 2 years. I don't know if it was Arrow or if it was the Sui one. I don't remember which one. That's why the number one first consideration are the assets. Arrow is a different asset from Aerodrome, right? On base, then Sui, then ETH. They're different assets. I'm not sure. I'm not sure. My assessment is I'd rather be in long term holding Sui than Arrow. That's just my assessment. That thing shoots up, goes down, shoots up, crashes. Talking about Arrow, shoots up, crashes. Now, Aerodrome is awesome. Aerodrome is awesome, but those are some massive shifts, right? Sui is building to me, Walrus and Deep Book. Look, yeah, I want to hold that thing long term, ups and the downs, in and out of the ranges, because it's a long term asset, just like Solana, in my view, right? That's why you need the first assessment. The first assessment is the assets. What's going on, Mastermind 5? How are you, bro? I'm ranting over here. What's going on, brother? How are you? Rick Cisneros says, uh, CJ, remember in the F asset system on Flare Networks, you earn the underlying F assets. For example, you're earning Bitcoin, you earn XRP, or you earn Doge, but the buying and holding strategy is out of date. Okay, I'm not sure what you're saying there, but I do remember that, right? So the thing is, in the F asset thing is awesome. That's another thing. Maybe you add that to your DeFi strategy. Maybe you don't. I don't know. Maybe you do. Um, but in the end, you gotta have it's a comprehensive strategy. It's not just earning fees in liquidity pool, right? It's not just Uh, when I say this, I mean in improving your wealth, your net worth, right? It's a full comprehensive strategy, right? Not just when moon. You got a lot of XRP entertaining content creators that have misled you. It, not intentionally, but to misled you. It's listen, this bull thing, this bull run thing, I'm just telling you, it's only part of the strategy for creating wealth. It's only part. In a bear cycle, you should be able to take $50,000 of your stable coins and make it 60,000 in a year, and then make it 70,000, and then the following year. In the bear market, right? You can't do that with a wind moon back, right? Right? Because what happens after the bull? What happens after the bull? Right? That doesn't mean that that doesn't mean that, for me, what I'm learning more and more and more is just how you manage that portfolio. It's everything. Right? And how you manage it. Like, Jungle says keeping 20% of the bag, right? So that's 20%. That's 20%, first of all, in the bear market. It's not 80%, it's 20%. Right? We talk about it all the channel all the time, right? We'll be exiting our portfolio from 90% to 98%, depending upon the asset. Now, if we didn't lose all XRP, it would be 80% it would be 80% to 98%. You understand? It's strategy. Matt LaRose says, love me a Flare DeFi rant anytime, CJ. What's going on, Matt? How are you, brother? I mean, Jungle, think about that. 7 liquidity pools of $1 million or more. 7 of them. Seven different liquidity pairs. That's when you throw in how early it is. Flare Networks DeFi is just beginning. There's a reason, Matt LaRoche, why, for those of us who got, we got a beautiful missus, we got a little Miss CryptoCeej, got this life going on. It's hard to catch that kinetics lending and getting you some USDC thing. It's hard to hit that cap, bro. Like, I feel like I gotta have like 3 alarms on, because that thing goes, and we're talking about lending an asset and being able to borrow stables. That cap for the stables, I'm telling you, it's like the old ICO days, Jungle. I'm telling you, that cap, boom, boom, boom. You have no time to get into that thing. It's cray cray. It's so funny because I catch the announcement. Kinetic will say, "Okay, listen, we're getting ready to release this cap. We're getting ready to open this cap up again or raise it." I have not been able to get into that thing, bro. Crazy. It's crazy. It really is. Right? Right. There's a borrowing and lending strategy for the bull market and for the bear market. Okay. There's a DeFi liquidity pool strategy for the bull market and the bear market. Okay. I'm no expert. I'm telling you what I'm learning every single day for the last whatever it's been. Thought I knew DeFi. You know what I knew? Mechanical DeFi. I knew the mechanics of DeFi. I didn't know the principles and foundations of the principles and fundamentals. I didn't know. And I sure didn't know the next level strategies. I didn't know. Once you learn and understand the principles, fundamentals, and the strategies, you will know. You will come, I promise you, Rick Cisnero, you will come to the revelation that DeFi is the answer. pay your bills, pay off credit cards, take your trips, all of that, all of that in DeFi, all of it. And people still stuck on the old traditional financial thing, think that's it. Old TradFi way. Wait until Wall Street gets in here. You watch TVLs and liquidity pools then. Gary Brennan, what's going on, Jerry? Jerry Brennan says we are evolving into be our own bank. That's exactly right. This is why I recommend the people on the Patreon and on this channel. Read the book, Becoming Your Own Banker. It's not that's a strategy, but it's a principle in there. There's a principle in there, right? That's a strategy, but it's a principle underneath strategy, right? By R. Nelson Nash. Highly recommend you read it. R. Nelson Nash. Then read What Would the Rockefellers Do? Recommendation. That's a great one too. I forget the guy's name, the author. Matt LaRoche says beer market lows are so much easier to pick. Reference deploying into DeFi strategies at this time to grow your bear market makes sense to me. Thank you, Matt LaRoche. Yeah, I mean, the time to be in, my opinion, it's not financial advice. Please don't go enter in these liquidity pools because I'm talking about them. But I believe, I tell Miss CryptoCeej, look, the best time to be in these FLR liquidity pools is right now if you've assessed the assets and you've come to your own conclusion that the assets and the rewards are worth it. If you don't think FLR, if you don't think FLR is that asset's worth it, or Dinero or Jewel, why are you getting in the pool then? There's no sense of getting into it. Or if you know what you're doing, you can take assets and convert them into assets that you think are cool, long term. If I earn $100 in fees in a week and Jewel token, right? $100. I don't know. I can convert that into some stables. I can take that stables somewhere else and get some other asset. Can't you do that? Jewel, swap it. Get some other asset outside of the Flare ecosystem. You understand? But you got to get the fundamental, the principles. There isn't a bigger win. I remember Keyless. Remember the guy we used to listen to together, Keyless? The Curve Finance and Convex guy. What is his name now? I can't remember. He was talking this business. He was talking this Noah. Yes, Noah Sedman. He was talking this business, and he kept saying, "I'm not interested in all these assets. I'm interested in creating this this bank, this cash flow machine." I remember he kept kept saying that. And I'm thinking to myself, what is he talking about? What is he talking about? Right? But he caught it way back when. Yep, pizza shop is one of the terms he uses. Yep. Yeah. DeFi as a business. That's what we call it, Patreon. DeFi as a business. Like once you get it, once you see it, you'll never stop seeing it. It's been 3 years. Off topic, says Keyless, but reminding me how time flies. It's been over 3 years now since I staked my ETH spell liquidity pair. Goodness, wow. Have you looked into that? What's going on right now with that? The spell tokens, I got rid of my spell tokens. What's going on, Pookie Pookie? How are you? Matt says, I'm interested in tokenized gold, getting yield, and using that as a wage from platforms such as Kinesis Money. who uses Stellar Network to tokenize gold and silver might get some funds aside for this. Oh, I hear you, bro. That's interesting. That sounds really interesting. Yeah, and I remember, yeah, that's right, Keela. Keela says, yep, you really have to immerse yourself in this stuff for it to click. And I remember when I first heard Gary Cardone say that, Grant Cardone's brother, twin brother. I remember when he said that, I said, wow. He was like, he's like, he was like, you can't do this part-time, man. You can't be just, you have to be fully immersed in this, is what he said. And you know why that is? Because this is a new financial system with new fundamentals and new principles that are different than the old traditional financial system. That's why it's, you know, when you got the better half, you got the little Miss CryptoCeej, you gotta work, you gotta figure that out because this is a fully immersive thing. It really, really is. Which is another great thing about DeFi. Because you can, once you get the skills up, you can just, you check in to stuff. Jerry Brennan, there it is right there, says, imagine Flare tokens go from cents to dollars, just like Sui did. Just like Sui did. You understand? It went from cents to dollars. Oh, Keyless, you just letting this spell hang out, huh? Good for you. Kilo says crypto's a second job, requires a lot of time. It really does. Oh, wow, Yosef. I hear you, bro. Yosef, I closed my Chase accounts. I'm fully DeFi and stables now. I hear you, bro. Good, good for you, brother. Stay on the journey, man. Improve your skill sets. Improve your skill sets. You know, improve your skill sets. Because the guys I hang out with, they do DeFi full time. Like we have two businesses. They do DeFi full time. It like you know, they pay their bills from the DeFi. They pay down credit cards from their DeFi. They take trips from the DeFi. They're in this system. you know? Yeah, good for you, brother. Good for you. I think if not for the couple of little businesses, not little, but a couple of businesses, um, you, you have to have that account there because you got to have the LLC, you got to have the business account, that type of stuff. But yeah, good for you, brother. Good for you. And I don't know how old you are, but I just got to tell you, good for you. Because this is your shot to win, in my opinion. It's not institutional DeFi. David Schwartz talking about, people want to earn something safely. No, institutions want to earn something safely. Institutions are good with 3, 5, 6%. Uh, we can't win 3, 5, 6%. It doesn't mean you have to go crazy risky. But remember, we have a 12% hurdle rate. Institutions don't have that, right? They got products making them, they're selling products that's making them more than 12% APR. You understand? We don't. The average Joe and Jane doesn't have something that's out doing that. Oh, Joseph, very smart. Joseph says, I'm already preparing for the bear market season because I've noticed Bitcoin only has 13 to 16-month bear season. Yep. Yep. That's very accurate. I learned that from the guy from Into the Cryptoverse as well. That's why, our strategy in the CryptoCeege's home is leveraging altcoins to get more Bitcoin. Yeah, Spritz is great, Keyless. Keyless says for some listening in, they don't know about Spritz. Spritz Finance is awesome. It's an amazing platform that can facilitate bill payments through crypto by just connecting your wallet. CJ, I'm sure has a referral link. I do. Let me know if you guys want that. I still have my. Oh, got it. Yeah, there you go. Joseph says still have me and my girl's Golden One account. Gotcha. But that's all. Yeah. I mean, it's just to me, it's just DeFi is our shot to win, man. I really, really do believe it's not institutional DeFi. That's Ripple's thing, right? All right. So what do I want to cover here? I've been rambling on. I wanted to cover this week in crypto from Ron Hammond, but let me cover this first. Um, Here's David Sachs here on his podcast, actually, him and his buddies. Let's listen to this real quick.
Everything's looking towards reconciliation. In which case, would this be an adjunct, like an add-on?
The question is what you can get through reconciliation. So
I don't know what's going on with me right now. All right, let me try that again. A share.
in order for a bill to go through the reconciliation process where you only need basically 50 votes, it has to have a budgetary impact or predominantly a budgetary impact. I think it's called the Bird Rule. And that rule was definitely pushed pretty hard in the last administration. Remember that the Biden administration got the Inflation Reduction Act passed through reconciliation and all those subsidies for clean energy or whatever. So they've opened the window pretty wide on what can go through reconciliation, but that's the question. There's one other bill that I think is going to move pretty quickly here too. So I just mentioned the market structure bill. The other area is stable coins, and Senator Haggerty, he's on the banking committee. He just released a stablecoin bill. There's counterparts in the House. And what the four chairmen indicated is actually they're going to take up stablecoins first, and then market structure will follow very quickly. So I think we could see a stablecoin bill pass Congress in the next several months.
Yeah, well, that would be cool to see. And speaking of Congress, I think Ron Hammond shared something. Kind of keep us up to date. Here it is. This week in Congress from Ron Hammond, formerly Ripple. This week in Congress and crypto. While last week's Congress focused on the banking of the crypto industry under the last administration, this week will be much more forward-looking. On deck are hearings teeing up the first crypto bill vote and more agency moves. Here's what to watch. All right, so not to state the obvious, but things have been busy and it won't be slowing down anytime soon. While the Senate will largely be focusing on nominations, the House has started their slew of hearings for I think that means normies. For crypto norms, there is still no word on timing for the SEC and no CFTC nomination yet. So for crypto nominations, I guess that's what that is. Tomorrow afternoon will be the first digital asset subcommittee hearing of 2025. And focus will be on the rules needed to usher in a golden age for crypto. It's interesting that they got these exchanges and PayPal on this, but it is what it is. Got Kraken, someone from Kraken, Coy Garrison. I don't know where he's from. He's on the Crypto Council. And Jose Fernandez from PayPal and whatever Steptoe LLP is. All right. This is the starting run for Congress work on crypto. Additionally, last week at the David Sachs press conference, the House and Senate leads introduced differing stablecoin bills from the House and from the Senate. It seems the Senate will largely take lead on stables as market structure will be the House. All of this work will be under the backdrop of a fast-moving political climate. Likely, we will see many of the Dems at the hearing focus their attention on the CFPB and other admin moves, so it's Consumer Financial Protection Bureau. Crypto has a strong bipartisan track record, but partisan politics is always a threat, unfortunately. In addition to the House hearing on crypto, Fed Chair Powell will be in front of the Senate and the House this week. Crypto has come up occasionally in these hearings, especially along the lines of stablecoins and the work Congress intends to finish this year for regulation. Speaking of the stables, Maxine Waters just dropped her version of the stablecoin bill, still reviewing it, but another different position on stables. Three versions from three key players. Three versions from three key players on stablecoins. The congressional desire to pass stablecoin legislation soon is strong. Okay. It seems the first crypto bill, though, to get a vote in 2025 will be on tax. Senator Cruz did hit the magic number of 30 supporters to start a vote to roll back, nice, the IRS broker rule, which drastically hampers DeFi. That's good to know. He got the votes needed to rescind that madness. Likely vote coming in weeks. Like the past weeks, it is likely we will see more announcements on coordination and mapping out what the work stream will look like at the respective agencies. To the credit of the agencies, it has been night and day in terms of transparency and outreach for what comes next. That says a lot right there. Lastly, on the agency side, worth flagging behind the scenes that they have been staffing up with several key hires. Good personnel makes good policy, and this is as close as an A team as you can get. Get ready. Things are moving fast in DC. So stay tuned. Yes, so that's great. Thank you, Ron. Appreciate that, bro. Definitely appreciate that. What I wanted to cover a couple of maddening things that Elon Musk is sharing, but I do want to share this. This is so very, very important. And this has been going on for a while. Simon has this recorded of in 2009, and the $500 billion that went to the central bankers, right? The central bankers, $500 billion. This is 2009. All right, so Simon Dixon, OG Bitcoiner. Now, let's see who really controls America. They don't want you to know that the Fed stole the Treasury's gold. Treasury is the United States government. The United States government. And the Fed stole the money. Hashtag end the Fed. So the question is, who got the money? So just take a listen to Mr. Bernanke here. All right, let's go here.
Who got the money? To financial institutions in Europe and other countries? Which ones?
$500 billion. Financial institutions in Europe and other places. Simon Dixon says, if you really want to know and follow the money, it's going to lead you to the Bank of England. I've always said, did the Bank of England, did they just, after they lost, okay, in America, right, did they really just fall down and just kind of oh, okay. Oh, it's America now. It's America. Do you think they did that? He says, go back history and go to the Bank of England, where all the shenanigans just kind of housed.
I don't know. $500 billion and you don't know who got the money? The loans go to the central banks, and they then put them out to their institutions to try to bring down short-term interest rates in dollar markets around the world. Well, let's start with which center.
Think about that. They get this $500 billion to try to bring down the interest rates and do other stuff around the world. The Fed, which is just a bunch of people that was created by old money. They're the ones who wrote up and drafted the Federal Reserve Act, the Morgans and the Rockefellers of the world.
Central banks got the money. There's 14 of them, which are listed in our, I'm sure they're listed in here somewhere.
All right, so who actually made that decision to hand out $1 trillion that way? $500 billion. Who made that decision?
The Federal Open Market Committee,
Okay, and was it done at one time or in a series of
a
meetings?
series of meetings.
And under what legal authority?
We have a longstanding legal authority to do swaps with other central banks.
Do you
It's
happen
not,
to know
an emergency. It's not an emergency authority of any kind.
anything specific about it?
Do you know my counsel says section 14 of the Federal Reserve Act.
The Federal Reserve Act. And the central bankers, with the help of with old money, wrote that up. Just like Rockefeller wrote up the food industries and how foods were to be treated, and which foods were good foods and which foods were unhealthy foods. He wrote it up. Him and his team, after they had swapped up the major food industry companies, just like the Great Taking. Just like the Great Taking. It's no different. They wrote the rules, changed the UCC Articles 8 and 9. So now it says that those assets are not your assets. Under the guise of, if everything implodes, we're going to need your assets to recover the mess that we made. Yeah, you understand? This is why, in my opinion, DeFi is the thing. Because it takes you out of the old financial system that was designed to steal from you, in which the United States government became complicit in. Overfunding of a war that shouldn't have been in the first place, right? IOTA for a smart city, right? So I hope that makes sense to you guys. That's just, it's important to know the bigger picture, right? My mentor used to say, I know I get it, it's negative, but you can handle a little negative, can't you? Right? You can handle a little negative, a little truth. Elon shared this. I think this is crazy, kind of crazy to me. Under the last administration, FEMA took money away from Americans in need of disaster relief and spent it on 5-star hotels for illegals. I think they had a number in here that I saw. I think it was $49 or $50 million, and they just did this, and they were not supposed to. Yeah, it is right here. And Warren Davis reposted this. This is from Elon. I just want you to think about how these agencies work. There's a reason why, and I talk about the 3-letter boys all the time, and you have no idea what they're capable of doing. Like, there's a reason why the whole thing around the Kennedy thing is not being released until every single possible alive person is unalived, right? There's a reason for that. Because what they're trying to do is temper down the uproar from the truth. When you get like the reaction to the truth, they're trying to temper it down, because if a dude is no longer around, who are you going to yell at? Who are you going to scream at? Who are you going to be all incredibly upset about? But the agencies are still around. The 3-letter boys are all still around. So Elon Musk put this out. The Doge team just discovered that FEMA they sent $59 million. $59 million. Yeah, me and Miss CryptoCeej the other day, took her out somewhere so she can go hang out and do her dancing thing she likes to do. And it was just homeless person after homeless person after homeless person after homeless person. I mean, just lined up. They sent $50 million last week to luxury hotels in New York City to house illegal migrants. 59 million. Sending this money, says Elon, violated the law and is in gross insubordination to the president's executive orders. That money is meant for American disaster relief. And instead is being spent on high-end hotels for illegals. A clawback demand will be made today to recoup those funds. I mean, just think about that. Think about the veterans who are majorly suffering and have been for decades. They can't figure out how to get them better treatment than the VA. They can't figure out how to get them better, more affordable housing, and they can just come up with $59 million to send to hotels, violating a presidential order. This is the challenge. Like, Flare Networks put this out. Oh, I want to share my guy's video and see if you guys have any comments here before we go on. Insanity, says Keyless, and the left is having a fit still. These people are something else. Yeah, indeed. Race banning Callan camper life? Right? Race banning. Okay, gotcha. What's going on, my friend? Yeah, I mean, it's crazy. That's right. The old system. That's right, Yosef. You know, the old system has to fail to bring about a new one. That's exactly right. That's exactly right. And that's why, I think it's so important for us to be in this new decentralized finance space because we're in control there. Like we're in control. We're not beholden to an old traditional financial system, of this madness of an accredited investor or having to be on the inside or, the sloppy seconds from NASDAQ and the S&P 500. It's sloppy seconds at best, right? Those kind of things. Not beholden to that kind of stuff. All right, so let's see here. I mean, look at this stuff. Yeah, North Carolina or LA, right? Look what's going on. Look how they are making us live, and yet they're spending, $50 million. I mean, that is enough. That would, learning about stuff like that would make a lot of people just want to give up. Like in America, make you want to give up. If you're in one of these unfortunate situations, right? I mean, Hawaii was cray cray. Guys, do me a favor, hit that like button on the way in. That would be super, super cool. Now, look, if you didn't get a chance to do so, no worries. Just collapse the chat real quick. Go smash the like and then come back and hang out with the CryptoCeej and fam. And by the way, if you happen to be in that 55% or so of people that are hanging out, listening to and watching the CryptoCeej, do me a favor. If you have been enjoying those hangouts, please consider subscribing to the channel. We always we got a goal to get to 9,000 subs by the end of this month. I know we can do it with your help for sure. Just hit the subscribe button if you've been enjoying those hangouts. Appreciate that. Appreciate you guys for sure. Elon wants to buy ChatGPT for $100 billion. What? Wow. $100 billion. Mr. Altman will probably do it too. Sam Altman. 100 billion, that just came out. Elon Musk wants to buy ChatGPT for $100 billion. Wow. You think you think Mr. Sam Altman's gonna go for it? That's interesting, bro. Thanks for sharing that, Rick. I wanted to share my guy, Steve for real estate. He did a video. But guys, again, there's the video if you want that. Oh no, that's my thing. That's my deal. All right, let me go. Let's see what you guys are doing here with the like button. Hitting the like button is one of the best ways to support the channel, obviously, besides subscribing, because it gets the channel out to more people that are hanging out and watching Madden MCS Bowl on YouTube. All right. Let's go. I can't do that. Steve for real estate did this video on the F assets and Flare. Where is it? Here it is right here.
Just kind of a recap of, hey, there's $37,000 bi-weekly in our Flare rewards that are being given out for, for the redeeming of FDoge. FXRP is kind of tough to redeem that, but whether it's FXRP or FDoge, there is rewards that are given out, and they're given out bi-weekly. So this tweet here says, hey, there's still time left before we move to mainnet with FDoge and FXRP in order to earn some rewards. So anyway, I wanted to share with you because I've been minting and redeeming, minting and redeeming, minting and redeeming. And today when I went to F Assets, it popped up and says, hey, you won the lottery. So yay, I've won $396, 18,000, almost 19,000 FLR. You see here it says, go to the Flare portal and select Songbird F Assets in order to claim your reward. So I wanted to capture this. I wanted to share this with you guys and show you what that looked like. So that is why I'm jumping on doing a quick video for you guys. And let me just see what it shows when I go over to the portal. Bear with me one second. Let me get logged into the portal. Bear with me one second. And I want to see if I can show you what it looks like when we go to the portal. So we're going to go to emissions. Okay, cool. Yeah, perfect. All right, so I'll share this with you. Let me make this a little bit bigger. All right, so let's share this tab. All right, here we go. So you guys should be seeing my Flare portal tab. And you see this is a brand new banner, and I'll go through this here in a second, but you've got your main account, delegation account, and then emissions. So you go to emissions and you click here, you go down to Songbird F Assets. You'll see I've got 19,501 Songbird F Assets to claim. And remember over here, there is, obviously you're now seeing, you should be seeing, yes, okay, so 396 or 18, almost 19,000 FLR coming from that. So if you go back to the portal, now you can see 19,501. So there must be something else I got some F assets for, but so we're going to go here, claim the 19,000. Now, remember the 19,000, some of that will, all of that will go into the FLL balance. 50% of that at least will remain locked. So let's go ahead and claim it. So I have been playing around with about 300, 350 in terms of Doge that I was testing, redeeming, testing, redeeming, testing, redeeming. So you can see it probably worked out in my favor, obviously, because I mean, I got almost $400 right now for a prize. I've been testing redeeming. It's been costing me, I don't know, a couple dollars every time I mint, and then you know, more money every time I redeem. But obviously, 396 over the course of the last week and a half, it paid off for me to be testing and redeeming. So I'm pretty excited about it. I'm pretty happy about it. I don't think there's anything.
Congrats, bro. Congrats. Yeah. So just wanted to give you a heads up on that, what they got going on there for sure with the Doge, right? And so I don't know if you got some dirty nasty fiat, got some USDC, you got some other thing. But the mint and redeem is going to cost you $1 or $2 to mint, and maybe, I don't know, 2 or 3 to redeem. You got a certain amount of value. So, but you're incentivized to participate. Not telling anyone to do it, but I'm saying that there's some incentives for participating over. I have not done it, but because of the XRP madness. But you can do it with Doge. In the end, I don't know. Maybe one might look at $300 minting is $300 minting, and Doge is Doge, right? So what I mean by that is, if you've got $300 worth of Doge, but you had $300 worth of USDC, and now you bought $300 worth of Doge, you got $300 of Doge. Is it a valuable asset or not? It's up to you. You take that and you can mint it. It's going to cost you $1 or $2, whatever, and then you can redeem it. But because you decide to participate, they're going to incentivize you. So obviously, it does depend on the amount. So you got nearly $400, and that's $400 today, right? End of the year. Who knows what that might look like at the end of the year? I don't know, but who knows what that might look like at the end of the year for FLR? I don't know, but my thing is, I just personally think that I just think every FLR earned, our FLR, is $1 now, right? And I get it. They got the 12-month thing. You can access a little bit of it now, and you know, the other one is being held. What's your vision? What's your vision for that asset? You know, I think that'll help with some stuff. Well, thanks for sharing that, Steve. I appreciate you, bro. Keela said, "Oh wow, interesting. Yeah. Yeah, that is very interesting. Such as stuff. We'll check that out. Right. So again, that's just kind of that deal there. It's participation. For me, you know, it's $300 is $300, right? $300. I take $300. He said 350, right? Take 350 from USDC, from whatever. I don't know. Get you some Doge. Take the Doge, and you know, you do your little minting and stuff over there, and right. It's incentivized. It's you know, it's smart. They need workload. They need to be able to test this. So it's smart to pay people to participate. You know, they had to change the FXXRP minting redeeming, you know, strategies, or the way it was done, because it was not being profitable. It looks like this Doge thing is, right. And I don't know. Maybe Doge is a good price right now. I don't even know. Let's take a look. We didn't even go with the market. So that's kind of how I do it when I'm, you know, I'm thinking out loud and assessing stuff. This Doge is probably back up over 35 cents now. No, still 25, still 4 for $1. Still at the 4 for $1 range. So there that is. So I don't want to tell people to go buy an asset, but interesting. Nonetheless, I missed my under $3 SUI. I'm just so mad about that. I missed my under $3 for SUI. It's back over $3 now, but I know it's going to go on with the market for a bit. So, yeah, I just got, you know, I got dirty, nasty fiat just hanging out on Coinbase. That's not great. USDC rather. Could have deployed it, you know, $200. Solana was under 200, and freaking SUI was under $3. Don't have that yet, but I know I'll get another turn for sure, to add to positions. So there's that. I wanted to share that with you guys. That's what he was talking about. That's exactly what Steve was talking about. But I did not mint any redeem. A recap on how incentives work. There it is right there showing his stuff. Well, mint lots exceeds 75%. There he goes. So there's that. Shout out to my guy for making that happen. What else did I want to share? I shared the madness that is the Federal Reserve. Eleanor Terra put this out. I'm not sure if it's, let's see here. I'm getting a lot of questions about when new SEC Chair Paul Atkins will get confirmed and why it hasn't happened yet. So I'll address it here. There are dozens of new admin members that need to be approved by the Senate, and cabinet members are usually the first ones to get confirmed. There's 9 cabinet members that still need to be voted on. Atkins will have his hearing in front of the banking GOP, a date for which has not been set yet. And then if his nomination advances out of committee, which is expected to do, he will then be voted on by the full Senate. For reference, Gensler was not confirmed by the Senate until April of 2021, after being nominated by Biden in January of that year. Jay Clayton was not confirmed until May of 2017, after Trump nominated him in January of 2017. So that makes sense. Thanks for sharing that. And Eleanor, appreciate that. I gotta check out this liquidity pool on Meteora. Virtuals is there, tradable. Our official LP is now live on Meteor. This is from the Virtuals token. In preparation for the Virtuals Protocol Solana Launchpad, we have successfully bridged to Solana, and Virtual is now tradable on Meteor. To ensure you're interacting with the correct liquidity pool, please verify the following details. Love it. The AI agents are great with this stuff and making sure people don't hook up onto the wrong things here. That's great. This is another way to get access to what I want to keep that to an asset that you may think is too high, right? You can get in a liquidity pool, right? And earn rewards in that particular token and still keep your liquidity if you know what you're doing, right? The Stargate Bridge, if you got virtuals on base, and you can bridge it over to Solana using Stargate. So that's pretty cool. Shout out to them. Share this. I'll do Solana. And I'll do AI agents. So that's pretty cool. I hope you guys are considering looking into virtuals. You know how they say in the space, own the 1%, right? Own the 1%. It's a good strategy. Vet put this out. I thought it was interesting. Ripple payments integrations into the XRP Ledger DEX is the flip of the switch moment. Interesting. I said, I like that. I like that. So that's the flip of the switch moment. We'll see. We'll see. We'll see how that goes. All right. So, this is another thing I wanted to share here. Follow the money always. This again from Simon Dixon. Tucker Carlson claims that up to half of the United States weapons sent to the Ukraine are being resold, with a significant portion ending up in the hands of the Mexican drug cartels. You see what you're up against?
Could get on the web and order you. Second fact, not guess. Fact is Ukrainian military is selling a huge percentage, up to half of the arms that we send them. Half. And I'm not guessing about this. I know that for a fact, okay? Not speculation. And they're selling it. And a lot of it's winding up with the drug cartels on our border. So this is a crime, what's happening. Our intel agencies are fully aware of this. You tell me they're not profiting from this. Of course, you think CIA is not profiting from this? Yes, they are. Can't prove that, but I believe that. What they don't know this, I know this, but they don't know this. They know this. And no one is saying it. Like, no American seems aware of this. We're sending these arms to Ukraine, hundreds of billions of dollars, and it's being stolen and sold to our actual enemies. Like, what the? I'm trying not to swear. What is this?
Yeah, well, the reason why is because you have Zelensky, it was about 3 weeks ago, I think, was specifically asked this question. So he went at some length in one of his interviews to say, oh, no, absolutely not. There's no truth to that at all. We've implemented all this thing. I know that, but the media just reported what he said.
The New York Times could get on the web and order Ukrainian weapons. That's a fact. I'm not guessing. It's a fact.
That's alarming, right? And again, this kind of speaks to what I've said. I just to be perhaps the biggest hoodwink and bamboozle on the American people ever was the idea, in my opinion, was the introduction of entertainment. The introduction of entertainment. And you have, like, do you ever wonder, like, I mean, you just kind of think about it and just kind of wonder, you ever say to yourself, you're sitting down and you say, dang, they just paid this dude to grab a piece of wood to hit a ball of cork with leather on it. $800 million to hit a baseball. Right? You ever wonder how there is so much emphasis on keeping us entertained? You ever think about that? The acting, Hollywood, this entertainment thing. It's because it's the best form of distraction. It's the best form of distraction. Remember when it was a big to-do about gambling? And then the three-letter boys got around and said, oh, wait a minute, this gambling thing, that's a great distraction. We need to start letting that come into our entertainment business. You ever think about that? I mean, the NFL and the ESPN got it advertised. Because if you're focusing on, someone making a free throw or not, you're focusing on whether a team wins or not. You're focusing on whether someone takes a three or not. Where's the other focus? Where's the time, or what's left for you to focus on the more important things? Like the fact that the three-letter alphabets that he mentioned know exactly what Ukraine is doing with those weapons. It's not guesswork. They know exactly. I'm not sure if we didn't have a laundry list of enemies, what would we do with the three-letter agencies? I mean, they would just be twiddling, right? Well, what kind of relevance? How necessary would they be? Do you notice how we keep coming up with another? It's always another enemy. It's always another enemy. It's always another enemy. It's always another enemy. There's always an evil, and there's always another enemy. And when the people are fighting the enemy, right? The local people fight an enemy. You ever notice how another one pops up, or for some reason you just can't get that and it just can't seem to stop the drug war. Just can't seem to stop it. Just, this country and its mighty we just can't seem to stop it. And like a lot of people believe it. Just can't seem to stop it. Known enemies, right? But if the people that are ultimately in charge and fighting the enemy want to stay relevant and or profitable, if you keep getting rid of the enemies for real, how do you remain relevant? B's like, I don't know about that. I have a real good time doing fantasy football. Yeah. Of course. I love a great movie. Love it. Love a great movie, baby. I watched a fascinating little thing the other day on Netflix. It was fascinating. Fascinating movie. Tough, but it's kind of my movie. It's called Hostiles. It's kind of my movie though. Christian Bale. Um, a lot of some of my favorite people from back and lost the last of the Mohican. The Indians in that movie were in this Hostiles. It's a great watch. I loved it. Love it. It was too heavy for Miss CryptoCeej. She's like, man, this is dark. I loved it. Right? So sure. But that doesn't keep me away from learning and educating and learning the truths. Think about how many of your boys like crypto. What? Crypto? Isn't that this? And isn't that that? And isn't it this? Isn't that that? 2016 turned my boys on to Bitcoin. But they got that gig at making a couple $100K a month. They good. I mean, a year. A couple $100K in a year. Not a month, in a year. And working for it. And getting about a day and a half to do what they want to do. Kayla says, try the movie Perfume, story of a murder. It was one of my favorite movies of all time. Oh, I'll check it out. Thanks. It was a book. Okay, very good. So Rick Cisneros says exactly right, brother. That is exactly right. Rick Cisneros says, when you focus on the NFL, NBA, or MMA, the fighting networks, old money wants to distract you from learning. Remember, this is a new financial system, DeFi. They got their hands all over the old one. They got it. They molded it and exactly to siphon away your stuff. And this is new one. That's right. Keep the the average American poor. You will own nothing and be happy. Watch football. That's it. I know it's like it seems nefarious, doesn't it? But think about the 17th century bankers. Think about what's going on there. Okay. It's always been like that. But we live in this age where we can become so much educated and better prepared. But in order to do that, it's not just open the eyes, it's being willing to hear that nastiness, being willing to hear the nastiness, that weapons going to the Ukraine are being sold by the Ukraine to that cartel. Isn't that hard to hear? Isn't that like, ugh, that hits you like, ugh. Isn't it kind of hard to hear that $50 million when you're dealing with homelessness in your city, and $50 million went out to 5-star hotels to house people, to house illegal migrants? That's tough to hear. But like my mentor used to say, can't you handle a little truth, a little negative? Can't you handle it? I think we can. Three-letter boys would like you to think that you can handle it. So we're going to protect you from that. Don't get me wrong. There's a role there. There's a role there for the three-letter agencies. Don't get me wrong. There's a role there. But when a few decide to manipulate it, to leverage and manipulate it for their enriching themselves for relevance or whatever, it's a problem, right? Because a lot of times, you know, some other dudes or dudettes' life is at hand or is at stake. Their livelihood is at stake. Don't, don't get it twisted. There was a reason why dude was trying to be taken out. Like, that wasn't just some happenstance of some dude who's, on the left. So anyway, I digress. I'm going to hop off here, guys. I appreciate you guys checking in. It's been a really cool hang. It's not all doom and gloom. Sports are great. Sports are great. That's right, B. Sports are great. Don't get me wrong. I played sports growing up. Sports are awesome. They're awesome. Absolutely awesome. I'm not sure that the structure couldn't be better. I'm not sure that, $900 million to one person to play a sport, but yet we can't seem out to figure out how to get rid of the drugs. We can't seem to figure out how to get rid of the homeless. We can't seem to figure out how to support and take care of our veterans. I'm not sure how you warrant paying hundreds of millions of dollars for someone to play a sport. Right? Remember, these teams and these owners, these teams and these owners get the money from the networks. Who owns the network? Who owns the media? Who owns those? And controls them. We already found out what the control the three-letter group had over Facebook and Twitter before Elon Musk. The purpose of that is to keep you distracted. That's the purpose. Now, if you understand that, don't get distracted. I watch college basketball, but I'm still sharing with you stuff that I've learned, books that I've read. My mentor used to say to me, I love to be entertained. I love for them to entertain me, but I got to focus. It's more important. Right? Right. For example, I mean, I don't know how many of your boys are in the digital asset space. How many of your boys are in the digital asset in this new financial system? I can tell you about mine. Family members, me, Miss CryptoCeej, and little Miss CryptoCeej. I want you to think about that. I have my kid, this is like my little bro, like my little, we grew up together, right? Same house. Like, Hold on, wait a minute. You want me to put my information on Coinbase Exchange? Isn't that, yeah, this is one of the ways to access into the new financial system. So you can get, hop away from the old one. You got to get some access on it. Oh man, no, I'm not doing that. Nah, not doing that. And this is me. This is me. Like I'm his big bro. I was like, man, it's like, man, that's system is it's something. Yosef said, yep, I pulled up a couple recently, but they ain't really trying to learn anything. That's system, right? That's my mentor used to say, influence is powerful, but it's subtle. None of my boys miss Sunday football. They don't miss it. They don't miss it, man. Pull all kind of swings and whatever they got to make sure they're in front of that too for Sunday football. It's something. But not you and I, fam. Not you and I. We understand the game and we're looking to create a new 1%. A new one. All right, family. Thank you so much for hanging out. Keela says people still think crypto is strange. Yeah, yeah. I'm telling you, it's a crazy thing. Yeah, it's. Rick says we are part of the 0.05%. Yes, sir. That's exactly right, and we have to do it. Someone has to do it. Someone has to do it. Someone has to do it. We got to do our part as best as we can. We can't give up, even though maybe it's frustrating at times. But we can't give up. Trying to educate, trying to help create a new financial system. It's important. It's important. We won't fall for the hoodwink and bamboozle anymore, right? You notice how CBDCs is having a a little tough time. All right, fam. Thank you so much for hanging out. I appreciate you guys being here. I'm gonna end this live stream like I do all of my live streams and remind you guys of this. Old money doesn't want you to win. But that's okay though. Because you and I, we're already winning. And I would ask you to consider this or perhaps ponder the idea or notion of living your life permissionless. I'll talk to you guys soon. See ya. Bye.